Hey, what's going on there? As promised, I am showing my M1848 Faskinkniv from Sweden. I just received this when I was at work, and luckily my wife didn't intercept it, so anyway, let's take a quick look here. So as you can see here is the sheath. It looks in pretty good condition. There are some scrapes, gouges. That's normal. That's part of the process right there in the middle. Same with there. A couple minor dents, scratches. The leather seems pretty sound. Doesn't seem like it's completely I don't know, dried out, but I'm gonna treat it. I'm guessing that they probably sprayed something on this or treated the brass a bit to prevent it from tarnishing too much. I mean, I've seen a lot of these online, not in person, but online, where all this stuff is corroded. So let's take a look at the knife. Now this thing, it's kind of more like a short sword, but it's got a 17-inch or 17 1/8-inch blade. Then the handle is another about 6 1/8 inch, for a total of 23 1/8. Does have a marking here. I don't know if that's HV. It's supposed to be this way, and maybe that's a AH. This one looks like it hasn't really been used, although the people that owned it before may have done some work on here, because most of these I see online, I see a lot of like pitting and oxidation on here, so they don't normally look this good. But this was advertised as a unused one, and maybe it has been, but I'm thinking that they did some sort of polishing on it at least. The other question, and if you guys have one of these, how sharp is this supposed to be? I mean, I know it's got a convex shape kind of on this shape, because it's made to cut into fascine, which is just bundles of twigs and wood and things like that. So it's for chopping, right? But how sharp did they make these here? And is this because it wasn't used, and so then the units are supposed to sharpen these, or did a previous owner grind this? It's not quite flat up here, but down here it's not dull at all. And I haven't tried using it. I don't know if I will, because this looks like it's in pretty good condition. So I've been bidding on like 3 other ones on Swedish auction sites, and I lost all of them. This one I paid about twice as much as what they go for. So these tend to go currently close to $150 to $200. I made an offer to the owner, and they sold it for $50 less than what they wanted. But there's very small imperfections in here, things like that. Most of the ones I see, the photos I see online, they have this, it looks like when they manufactured this, or maybe afterwards, but they like polished it in one direction this way. You can kind of see that line there, and that's on both sides, and then it almost seems like it goes this way. But probably 75% of the pics I've seen online, they all have this, and so that was my first concern before I bid on this. But I'm just felt like gambling and bought this. There's a few imperfections here on the handle. It's really, I like the way this looks. I mean, it's got a nice shape to it. The sheath on here is nice now. The pictures that I've seen, the very few that are out there with soldiers wearing this, it's got a special wraparound hanger which goes around here, and then it has like a Spanish fly type of tab which goes under this, so that you can wear it on your left side, so you can draw with your right from the left side. And this thing only wants to fit in this direction. If you take a look here, it tapers towards the blade side, and it's wider here on the top of it, I guess, the non-cutting edge. But that's all speculation on my part, just because I haven't found a lot of information on these, and I haven't found out how sharp these were made when they were manufactured, and or after they made it to the individual engineer or sapper. Now there is I think it's just because of the age of this thing, it's slightly loose on the handle. So there's got a full tang, goes all the way. You can see that. So there's two wood parts on here, but I think just by the age they're kind of loose, because if you might be able to hear this, maybe not. So there's a little bit of play. I'm not sure if I want to try to do something that, or just leave it as it is. I'm probably just going to leave this thing, not sharpen it, not do anything, and I'll try to get one that's beat up a little more that I can play with. But man, I don't know, it's like I really want to use this, but maybe it's better not to now. But my theory is that I would use this out in the bush, just hacking up some of the vegetation or things. I do go into the middle of nowhere where there's a lot of devil clubs, we call them. I don't know what they're called anywhere else, but they're really spiky, large leaf, and I don't like to touch them, but I go tromp around off the trail frequently, and there's a lot of blackberries, and I was thinking, it'd be kind of working like a machete. This thing is not like, at least the current machetes. So current machetes are just kind of shit steel. This is Swedish steel, so it's got some good properties to it, and it seems thicker than the ones that you see at the hardware store, sporting store, the cheap machetes. I think it's kind of elegant looking, and if you guys have any more questions, or especially if you have more information, that'd be great if you could post that on the comments. I'd appreciate that. You have a good one.